The other thing now is like going one step up in the process, which is how do we actually start writing some code and how do we write the SQL in a way which is consistent in our projects. One other thing I want to touch upon very briefly is what context means as part of DinoAI and where does it come from. It comes from your repo, it comes from the database, it comes from the tools we enable the agent to interact with. But one of the key elements related to how the agent interact with our project is what we call dinorules. So dinorules are effectively a set of configuration that you can define as part of our repository activity project, which can span from anything on the SQL style and how the SQL should be generated to how the documentation should be generated to any additional business logic and information that you think might be relevant for the agent to know, as well as what kind of behavior you want to enforce in certain different conditions there. Generate anything you want here, anything that you think is useful for the agent to know so that the agent can do a great job, which is relevant to your own particular rules you have there. So when this is set up, basically every time we interact with the agent, it's fetching those configuration dinorules and make sure that those are included as part of your response and your prompt. So the thing I want to do now is I want to basically say, hey, can you go ahead and now create also a file in the folder called staging for the pit-stop source? So basically, can you go ahead and create also the SQL file for some of the new source table we added to the project. Now it's going to go and basically find the model, okay, and create the staging model for me inside the folder, which is model/staging. And if you see here, it's now generating the SQL file based on my rules, right? So making sure that we use trailing commas, always use uppercase for SQL keywords, snake case for namings, all these sort of things are basically defined within my rules, are basically enforced as part of generating the SQL files for me there. So it's pretty exciting. I think we've seen a lot of use cases where this can be useful, not only when we're generating new SQL file, also how can we use dinorules and passing context from existing files to refactor them, make them more readable, restructuring, all these sort of things that we want to save time on doing, we can actually do it.